Welcome to our next lesson. I can't count very well, so let's just call this the next lesson. We're going to be learning the chords for the blues. The chords we will need for the blues are the G chord, the C chord, and the D chord. And that's all you need. So let's look at what they look like. Let's look at what they look like. You're going to be playing a G down here. I play these two different ways. I usually play it like, I guess this. Your middle finger is the longest finger you have, so that stretches all the way up to the 3rd fret of the string closest to you. On the 2nd string, you're doing the 2nd fret, and on the string closest to the floor, the 3rd fret. Yeah, I like to use the ring finger, or sometimes people add this finger in here. It gives it a little bit more of an open sound. So 3 fingers doing that chord, that's the G. Now let's look at the C chord. C chord is going to be, I usually put my pointer down first, but that helps me. I think that the other fingers follow the pointer fairly well. So I'm going to the 2nd string from the bottom, 1st fret. Then we've got the 3rd string, 1, 2, 3 from the top, 2nd fret, and then the 2nd string from the top, 3rd fret. And that's the C chord. And our last chord that we will need is the D chord. D looks like this. If you know the ukulele, it's very similar to the G chord on the ukulele. So this is our D. We've got middle finger here on the 2nd fret, ring finger on the 3rd fret, and pointer on the 2nd fret. It makes a triangle. And the tricky thing with this one is you try not to play anything but the 4 strings closest to the floor. So you skip these 2 strings. You don't really play those. You play the 4 up there. So what does that look like with the right hand? Lots of choices. First, you need to know the blues can be played kind of in a shuffle rhythm. That's a skipping rhythm, or a tum 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 and that's what I'd like to teach you first. I've got my this part of my hand resting on the strings to mute them a little bit. I'm using this almost like a pick. So if you don't have a pick, I'm using the back of my fingernail here. And I'm going to do the chords up here. So we've got the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and G, 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 G. We're going to switch to a C. Back to a G. D. C. G. D. 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 Now I'm not muting it as much this time around. Now you can also do more of a back of the hand and let it ring kind of sound. And that sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, switch to a C. Down, up, 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 down, down, down. Now, when I'm going down, I play them all like that, but I don't think, I just kind of play mostly with this finger coming back up, down, up, down. Do you hear that the down is a lot stronger than the up? So down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's a nice easy pattern. Now you can also play a straight pattern. Straight means it's not shuffly, it's not skippy. Skipping, looks like this and sounds like this, but straight is running, 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 running. You can also do it half as fast. Or so that's a straight rhythm versus a shuffle rhythm. I like to do the faster version, and sometimes it feels a little bit more rocky if you've got the deep, 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 deep. Next thing we like to try is, for those of you who want to have a really big challenge, is bar chords. Now, a bar chord is the two bar chord shapes that I'm going to do right now. There's an E chord. Some of you might already know how to play the E major chord and the A major chord. But then you do it on different frets. So if I want to do an E major chord up here or up here, kind of sounds awful. So I put a bar there, still sounds awful. So I'll put the bar here. Oh, and now all of a sudden it sounds like an A major chord. Guess it was the B major chord. So what we do is we bar all of them. It works like a capo, and that makes all the strings a half step higher or 3 half steps higher. So this is going to be where I'm going to bar my bar the strings, and then I play the E chord here, and that's a G major. So here's how I was playing it before, and here's how I'm playing it with the bar chord. 3rd fret barred, and then playing the E string here, the E chord here. The C chord is a little trickier because you need to bend your finger here so that you can play 3 strings with it. This is easier on an electric guitar, or like I have a thinner Western guitar. It's really hard to play bar chords well on a fat classical guitar. So I've got my 3rd fret still barred, and I play the middle 3 strings here, not the first 2 and not the last one, but the middle ones are pushed down with the top part of this finger. So that's a C chord, and in order to go up to a D chord, I go up to the 5th fret, I bar the 5th fret and play the same chord. That's a D. D, C, and G. Now the cool thing is, when I want to do something like gives you lots of options with the rhythm. Now all I'm doing with my right hand is just going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 down. And anytime that I want it to ring, I push my fingers down here. Right now I'm not pushing them, I'm just holding it down. So the guitar becomes like a percussion instrument. Now I'll do a reasonably slow rhythm. T, 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 T. And this is where the rhythm guitar really gets its crunchy sounds. I'll go get a pick. With a pick, it gets louder, and you can control it a little bit, even a little bit more. I'll slow it down. The thing that you need to practice more than anything else is switching from one chord to the other chord. Start slowly, get faster, and the switching of the chords is more important than anything to make you get faster at being able to play the chord progressions.